What's going on, everybody? Danielle Hamlin here, CEO and founder of Gympire, and today I'm going to show you how to read nutrition labels. Deciphering nutrition labels is an excellent way to take charge of your health and start being aware of what you're putting into your body. Now, you may be looking at the back of a nutrition label thinking that it's all science or complex algorithms, but it's really not that complicated. The first things you'll notice at the very top of the nutrition label are the serving size and the servings per container. These are pretty self-explanatory. There are X amount of servings per container, and each serving size is X amount of grams or number of chips, or so on and so forth. Moving right along, everything you see in between these two black lines is the calorie and macro breakdown for one serving. First comes the calories and the amount of calories that come specifically from fat. It is important to recognize this is only part of the picture, but as we discussed in our blog, nutrition is much more than just calories. It is also important to recognize that if the nutrition label says that there are 200 calories in a serving and there are 2.5 servings in a whole container, if you chow down on the whole box of cookies or bag of chips, that's 500 calories that you just consumed, not the 200. Moving along to the macro breakdown, you'll see two columns. You'll see the column for the macros and the daily value. The daily value is the percent based on the 2,000 calorie diet. The first macro that you'll notice is fat. And under the total fat, you'll have a breakdown of certain kinds of fats that make up that total fat. Now, let me remind you that fat is not bad. The only fat that we should really be aware of is trans fat. All of the other fats can have a place in your diet and can even be beneficial to some degree. Trans fat specifically is linked to heart disease and other medical conditions. Avoid these as much as possible. You'll also notice that the breakdown of the total fat may not add up to the total fat. This is because you have other fats like omega-3s and fatty acids and so on and so forth that are not listed. Only the fats deemed most important get put on the nutrition label. Next, you'll see the cholesterol and sodium. Remember, this is based on one serving. So if it says the sodium is 25% of your daily value and there's 2.5 servings in the container, that's 63% of your overall daily recommendation. Next, we have the party macro, carbs. And under the total carbohydrate, you'll have a breakdown which is sugars and dietary fiber. Dietary fiber is the amount of carbs, usually cellulose, cell walls, that our body can't process and just pass right through us. Then you have sugars. Typically we'll want to stay away from these, but fruits and vegetables can fall under this category as fructose, which we shouldn't really be too concerned with the amount of sugars in our fruits and vegetables, and more so just unrefined sugars that we see in junk food. Foods that are higher in fiber help with our digestive system and also allow us to be more satisfied with the meal. Lastly, we have the good old muscle building macro, protein. Foods that are higher in protein can help keep you feeling fuller longer. Last but not least, we have a few key vitamins and minerals down at the bottom. Now, unless you have a nutritionist that specifically tells you to look out for these items, you really shouldn't be too concerned with them and more concerned about getting lots of fruits and veggies to fulfill those vitamin and mineral needs. The rest of the nutrition label provides some recommendations depending on calorie needs of each category and how much you should consume. They never change and are not specific to you. As a little tidbit, it's also important to look at the ingredients on the back of a nutrition label. Ingredients are typically listed in quantity. So the very first ingredient listed in this section is what that particular food contains the most of, versus the very last ingredient in this section is what it contains the least amount of. And that's how you read nutrition labels. Thank y'all so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also, if you have any questions, comments, or ideas for the next video, leave them down below. Leave us some love. Until then, live your life on purpose, live your life with passion, and don't forget to smash on everything you do. We'll catch y'all in the next video. Until then, have a good one.